If you're finding yourself looking for a role in 2025, then can I invite you to make 3 minor or major, depending on where you are, tweaks to your networking for job search to get the results you're looking for. And look, these have been the changes which I have been asking people to make even in 2024. But if you don't make them this year, you're going to be in the same cycle of applying, praying, and spraying. Actually, spraying and praying. So don't get into that cycle. You want to be able to get the kind of roles. You want to be able to get opportunities open up for you. When I look back last year and think of all the success stories for my clients, especially clients who ended up getting much bigger portfolios or roles extremely fast, all of that boiled down to networking. And these 3 things actually made sure that they were successful in their networking when they were reaching out to the right people. So let me break it down to you. Hi, my name is Shiv Faujdar. I'm a Singapore-based job search strategist and career coach and a former corporate recruiter. I'm also a LinkedIn top voice on job search and careers. So if you don't already, please do follow me there. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. I release 2 videos every week. On Tuesdays are nano tips, actionable advice, which you can implement immediately. And on Thursdays, like today, we are going to do a deep dive on one of the aspects of job search. So please subscribe. So my biggest tweak, and I think if you do this tweak, you're going to make a lot of difference to your job search. A lot of people are resistant to this tweak because we've been told that we are not supposed to reach out to senior people. But one of the biggest success factors when you are looking for building a network for job search is to reach out to senior people. There's a lot of crowd at mid-management. Most people, when they're looking for job search, when they're looking at connecting with someone in an organization, either look at people at their level or 1 or 2 level above, which means that mid-level is extremely crowded. If you want to make an impact in your job search, if you want better response rates, then senior management is the way to go. It is surprising to majority of my clients. They think they should not be reaching out to the partner, the senior VP, the C-suite, the regional president. Why would this person respond to me? And with some coaxing, pushing, and working on the mindset, we send that message out and their response rate is much faster. Why? Because most people don't reach out to senior people. So they get limited number of messages. 1. Number 2, when you're reaching out to senior people, I have noticed that job seekers spend time to find out what their angle should be. For people at their level, they could just write a very generic message. But when they're reaching out to senior people, they take out the time to find out what's this person's story, listen to the interviews, find some common angles, what's happening in the organization. So the messaging ultimately becomes better. And that's the key. When you're reaching out to senior people, it needs to be short, succinct, common angles, and specific ask. You don't have to beat around the bush. Just tell them a simple thing like, I'm looking at making a career move in 2025 and would love to get some of your advice and inputs. Whatever have you. If you've got any common angle, that's gold, and that should be in the first paragraph. And please don't write lengthy messages to senior people. If they see a very long message, most of the time they'll think, I don't have time to read this now, and they never get back to it. So senior people is the way to go. Finding common angle and using it as a conversation starter is going to get you much better response rate. The second tweak, which makes a lot of difference when you're networking for job search, is follow-up. The humble follow-up, which majority of people don't do. When you send out a message, the person may have all the intentions to respond to you, and then life happens. So don't worry that you are looking desperate. Of course, you need to see the way you're following up. Do you give them the option of saying a no without being the bad guy? Do you give them enough time to respond to you? Like, don't follow up the next day. Give them a week or 10 days to respond to you. But please do follow up. Typically, people respond during your first or second follow-up. So I have a rule of 3, and you may have seen it in my other videos as well. You reach out to a person thrice. That's it. Don't reach out to them more time. So 1, your original message, and 2 follow-ups. That's all you need to do. Now, majority of the time, people will respond by the second follow-up. If they respond, the count goes to 0 because you may need to reach out to them a couple of times to set up the timing as well. Again, it's not that they are evading the conversation. They are taking out the time to speak with you in their already very busy life. So following up doesn't mean that you are infringing in their life. You've given them the option of staying away from it or saying no politely. So your messaging becomes really important. I do have scripts. I will link them in one of the comments and pin it so you can access those scripts and do follow up in a non-cringy way. And the third tweak, which makes a lot of difference, is your own branding. Yes, the humble personal branding, which has come up as quite a big thing in the last couple of years. Everybody wants to be with the popular person, the cool person. So if you have built your own personal brand, there is a high chance people will want to work with you, will want to respond to you. So please do pay some attention to your own branding. If you don't want to post something or write something elaborate on LinkedIn, and I know there's huge resistance, especially from people who are not very active on social media, then just start by commenting on senior people's posts. It shows that you are active, you have a voice. It needs to be a valuable comment. Comment on a post which can generate more conversation, makes a lot of difference. And if you've been able to find a post of this person you're reaching out to and comment on that, you've hit jackpot, because then it's way easier for them to connect the dots and respond to you. Take out the time, if not for posting, then on commenting on your target company's senior leadership, influencers in your field. That will help you to get much better response rate from people, because you're no longer just chasing them. You've also told them that you're somebody worth having a conversation. So I hope these 3 tips will help you to get better responses for your networking. I know we always say networking is the best strategy for job search, but how do you go about with it? All these tactical details become so important in making an impact in your job search. Go make an impact in 2025.